Who would have thought the first month of me being on YouTube and I'm already apologizing, but here we are. In my last video, I said that The Waves by Virginia Woolf was gifted to me by Loop, but in fact, it was gifted to me by Toby. So I was just confused because Loop has gifted me quite a few things to help me out with this whole new adventure. So yeah, that wasn't. I'm so sorry. The Waves by Virginia Woolf was gifted to me by Toby. And I'm so happy about the book because it's definitely one of my favorites of the year. But yeah, I'm glad that I can get that straightened out because I was feeling really bad. I know I look a bit boring today, but I've had a horrible week, really. Let's get to it. For spooky season, I pulled spooky specific books for the Cherrypies book club. And this month it was Five Nights at Freddy's by Scott Cawthon and Elley Cooper, and Michael Faber's Under the Skin. I read both of them, and we're gonna talk about them. Don't worry, I won't give spoilers for this. Let's start with Five Nights at Freddy's. It's quite a mouthful, actually. It's Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Frights #1 Into the Pit. Now, I know this is a game, a series of games. I didn't look into it. I'm sorry. I didn't play the game, any of them. If there's more, I also didn't watch any playthroughs, but I did hear a little bit about how the story came about. So I can't say how it relates to the game or whatever. The only thing I can do is talk about the book itself. Published in 2019. This is a collection of short stories. Now, I suck at short stories. I have a hard time even watching movies, so I want something that has lots of pages. I thought this was going to be more challenging than it was, but it wasn't. It really wasn't that bad. I felt like the length of the stories was really good, and they were written decently. And we follow three teenagers, Oswald, Sarah, and Millie. The base of all three of these stories is, what do you wish for most? And Oswald wants his summer to be a little less boring. Sarah kind of wants to be beautiful, I guess. Millie, Millie just wants to disappear. Ah, who doesn't? So let me give you a short, what these short stories are about. Oswald is sent to the library every day of his summer vacation and gets some money to eat a slice of pizza at Jeff's Pizza, but he's not really enjoying himself because all of his friends are out having great adventures, going on vacations and stuff. So he's not too happy about it, which makes him decide to go into the pit. It's not really functioning though. It's been like cordoned off and it's dirty and it's been out of service for quite a while. And that's well, kind of where the story starts, I guess. I think it's safe to say we've all been in one of those pits. I didn't think it was a very scary story, but it was interesting. The thing I did find a bit strange was that he was given money for a slice of pizza every day as opposed to just having a sandwich, because the reason he can't have a more exciting summer vacation is because apparently his parents don't have a lot of money. I don't know. To me, being Dutch is it's just weird to have a slice of pizza for lunch instead of just making your own lunch. But that's just me. But that's not a commentary on the story. It's just something that I noticed, and I was like, wait, what? That costs so much money an entire summer every day getting pizza. What are you doing? Naturally, you can't go on vacation. But yeah, I didn't mind the story. I wasn't really scared. It was interesting. It was an interesting concept. The next story is called To Be Beautiful. This is the story about Sarah, who just wants to be beautiful. I don't know how I feel about this one. It kind of the point of the story naturally is that wanting to be beautiful may not be the thing to wish for. It's not, you know, also not very scary. It was interesting. I was a bit bothered by the mention of calories without any specification, because that perpetuates, that word on its own means something, and it doesn't. So, given that it's a young adult book, it frustrated me a little bit, but I'm nitpicking. I guess I kind of feel like it's just low hanging fruit to put a girl in this story. I think I would have enjoyed the story better if the genders for Into the Pit and To Be Beautiful had been swapped. But that's just a personal thing, I think. Probably just because it's a sensitive topic, and even if the story is a bit of a warning, I don't know. It's just not. I feel like there's so many things to write about, and this one just. And we have Count the Ways. This short story is about Millie, and Millie just wants to disappear. Her parents have moved away. They're kind of undecided, eccentric characters, and Millie was given the choice as a teen to either move to, I think it was move across the Atlantic, or stay behind and move in with her grandpa. And she's a teen, and she's moody, and I feel like the representation of what it's like to be a moody, depressed, unhappy teenage girl was pretty good. Wanting to disappear is not something that is just for teens. I think that a lot of people kind of carry it over into adulthood. And I mean, I still have those days. I had a few of them this week, actually. Just thinking, do I say what the title means? But nah, if you want to read it, you'll find out what it means. With this story, I really wasn't that scared. There was tension, yes, but I think this short story was a bit unforgiving for the female character, and it just left me feeling sad more than anything for another character, not even for Millie herself. What does that mean for the entirety of the book? Well, I didn't mind it. It's a young adult. It wasn't really scary. Maybe I expected a lot more because it's horror, but it's young adult, so it. I don't think it was that scary. I think the book was hinging more on shock factor, but personally, I didn't really feel the buildup of tension or fear. Maybe I've seen too much true crime. The stories were messed up at the end. Absolutely, not going to deny that, but I'm a bit underwhelmed. But if you are not used to reading, and if you do like a bit kind of creepy stories or spooky stories, they were, and the stories were short enough for someone who doesn't really have the stamina to read a big book. So if it's a perfect book to get back into reading. I don't think that I will be continuing the series. I'm just not invested enough. Despite that, I really enjoyed it. I'm very happy that I read it. Overall, just a decent collection of short stories. Next up, we have Under the Skin by Michel Faber. Did I say it wrong at the beginning? Oh my god, I did, didn't I? Look at that cover. Isn't that cool? This was surprisingly good. I'm so impressed. Under the Skin follows Elley, I hope I pronounced that right, and she drives the roads of Scotland. She's looking for something very specific, namely hitchhikers who are strong and big and, muscular. I was told a detail of the story that is really important, and it helped me understand the lots of layers that Faber was able to put into this book. And I do feel like it helped me understand the story better from the beginning, because this is one of those books that you probably need to read more than once, and even more than twice. It's truly baffling how many subjects this author was able to put into one story. Even knowing what I did going into it, I also feel like this book was really ahead of its time, considering that it was released in 2000. the subjects that are covertly and overtly talked about weren't really that in the public's mind back then. Overall, I think this was such a clever book. I was, I really enjoyed myself. It was a bit, I don't know how to describe it. It's odd, but it keeps your attention and you, in short, it's just a brilliant story. I can't imagine picking this up and being completely disappointed. I think you can get a whole lot of lessons, life lessons, really, out of this book without even having to try. It's like Faber knows exactly how to plant seeds that will just blossom when the time comes. It's not in your face with any of the lessons you might get from it, but they're there if you pay attention. And I think that and I'm actually looking forward to reading more from this author. This actually got under my skin, not just because of the story, but the way it was written, how subtle certain details were, and from a writer's perspective, I think this is a great book to study, actually. I know there's also a movie based on this book, and I kind of want to try to watch it, but I suck at watching movies. I don't know what it is. It's just too short. I want a series of at least 10 seasons. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna try. Maybe before the end of the month. I do have a copy of it already because I do want to try and watch it, but I don't know yet. Should I watch a movie? Have you seen it? That's it. Those are the two books that we are reading this month. Now, if you think that one or both of these sound interesting, there's still a bit left of the month, so you could still join. But if you think there's not enough time to finish these books, just know that when it comes to the Cherrypies book club, that you don't have to do anything. It's more of a guideline, and if it takes you a little longer to finish the book, I will always be happy to talk about any book, especially the ones that we read together. So don't worry if you see this on a later date and you decide to pick it up and you want to bring it up a year from now. All good. I will be very excited to talk about these books whenever you are ready. That being said, have you read either of them? Are you planning to? If not, why? What do you think is what do you think the resistance is to these books? I'm curious. And in case you've read anything of Faber and you know of another good title of his, please let me know as well because I want to make sure that I don't make the same mistake as I did with the Maidens. Well, it wasn't a mistake, but like I really didn't like it, and that sucks. And before I go, just to explain why I didn't give a rating, I give everything 5 stars. I'm gonna make a video about this and explain it a little bit better, give some examples, but I give everything 5 stars unless there is a moral or ethical reason outside of my emotional response or opinion, because I don't feel like I have the right to judge a book just because I'm a writer myself and I don't feel like I have the credentials. Both of these just got 5 stars. There's nothing in there for me to say I should warn anyone about. Basically, I use the rating system as a kind of warning system instead, because that's just what I feel more comfortable with. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a specific video about how I rate books. So, let me know whether you're gonna pick one of them up, if you've read them, what you thought. I hate everything I say today, so I'm gonna stop now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! I'm just trying to turn the plant.